Alrighty, Paula. It has been a pleasure chatting with you so far this afternoon. We briefly touched base as far as the role and the duties that it entails. Briefly went over your experience as well, but I'll hand over the mic to you. I would love for you to tell me a little bit about your professional experience, and then we'll go from there.
Well, in a nutshell, you're going to see that it's mostly admin assistance with sales, or nonetheless customer service, because ultimately everything, or even if you're selling, it has some sort of customer service. So I love property management. I had always been in the leasing consultant role. It's where I thrive. Is I don't. Although I can be a manager, I could be an assistant manager, or I could be a property manager. I just love the leasing experience because I can do everything. I have more time to devote to the tenants, um, and that's pretty much it. I have done office jobs before, but to be honest with you, an office. I just landed 6 months ago the job of my dream. I am originally from Colombia, and I was able to work for the American Embassy uh, as a local staff in Bogota as a resources coordinator.
Wow.
But it's just an office job, and I couldn't thrive. And although I gave 100% of me, my bachelor degree is from UCF in public administration. So I say I nailed it. I done it. But no, my role is always being facing public. I had always had that interaction, and that's what pretty much, if you noticed before that, I did 8 years at White House Black Market as a sales associate, and that's what I like. I like the interaction with the people, face to face.
Absolutely.
That's what I try.
Yeah. And some of us thrive in those environments, which from what I see in your resume, you thrive in, very interactive positions, administrative positions, right? Because as you mentioned, you're working as a coordinating assistant for the U.S. Embassy. You've done sales associate, executive office assistant. So you have very much customer client based roles,
Right.
where customer service means, everything in those roles. So my next question is, what does customer service mean to you, Paula?
Well, by definition, I will tell you is myself. I had the great opportunity to be led by an awesome manager at White House Black Market, and I learned, if I didn't know customer service before them, believe me, I learned them with them. Is not high end clientele, but their core service is just there. So I learned from there. I learned from an awesome manager. I couldn't ask for a better person to train me and to teach me all the skills that were necessary to do customer service. And I will tell you, that's me. Engaging with people, doing the discovery. You cannot sell anything in life if you don't know what are the customer needs. So I think it's that. It's just relating to the client that you have in front of you. Not everyone is the same, so you cannot approach all the situations the same way. And it's just that, just discovering what are the needs of the person in front of you, and just deal with it.
Absolutely. I agree with all that you mentioned, Paula. It's really making the customer experience personable. So
Yeah.
tailoring to their specific needs and being a master at what you do. So very well said there. I want to know a little bit more as far as your administrative experience. You've dealt with, communications via email. I can only assume you've communicated with communications via a phone. Have you had to work in both in one? So answering phone calls where you're attending to clientele in front of you, or walk-ins or emails, and how do you organize yourself to maintain proactive while handling all those duties?
Yes, before, well, couple of months ago, I was working for Westgate. Before I was laid off, the whole recession situation. My last role with them, after a couple of roles, I was with them for about 8 years. I work as a concierge in their main property over at Westgate Villas at Kissimmee, in Kissimmee. Yes, multitasking. That's not the environment that I like to work in the sense of multitasking is needed, but sometimes you can neglect between things. But yes, I have done it. What is the goal of the day is just to, old school. I'm an old millennial. I'm sorry. I need to do my to-do list in paper and just throughout the day see, because probably you're not gonna tackle all of the situations in the same order that you plan it. But until you don't know the dynamics of the office, you really, until you're not there, you cannot really set a chronogram or a way of doing business. When I was doing leasing before, I started a couple of years ago when technology wasn't as advanced or the properties hadn't implemented all of these electronic systems. It was just answering the phone, doing the guest card, but I knew that if I needed it to do, let's say, leases, I had to get that done before noon. And so it's just seeing what are the dynamics of the environment where I am going to be working in order to organize the day. But pretty much it comes down to that. A to-do list where you have your things to do for the day and try to tackle at least the most urgent. Whatever has urgency on it. In that way, at least the urgent stuff is done. You're not in a rush. Things are not going to be halfway done. That's how I see it. Just to approach the things that are an emergency, if we can call it like that, and then see what can be done the next day.
Absolutely. I think it's important to realize where the urgency is in your priorities and acknowledging that. So that was amazing. When are you looking to start a new role, Paula?
Next week. I really, I really need to start working. To be honest with you, not just for the money. Money is very important, but just
Yes.
just to get again in the role. I always been active. My life is defined by my resume in the sense of I love. I mean, I devote myself to my job, and to be honest with you, right now in that transition of relocating back to the States, I need to set my routine again. So if you want to start me next week, I am gonna be right there fresh on Monday. So as soon as you can.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for the insight and giving me a little bit more information about your background, Paula. It's been a pleasure speaking to you so far this afternoon. Don't hang up on me quite yet. I'm going to stop the recording, but I want to chat with you a little bit further.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.